Hi everybody, it's James Rowley. I'm in the basement, the utility room of Hammond Forever House. It's June
October.
18th, 2023, and I'm just about to turn on the heating for the first time in this season, which is normally I'm pretty proud of that. It's a sign that the house is well insulated, that we haven't had to turn the heating on until well into October. We saved that money, which is nice. However, it is a sign of climate change that this season has been unseasonably warm, and that's the climate fluctuating because we're heating the planet too much. Behind me is the heat pump water heater that we use to heat the house. This is more complicated than probably you need. Most people, you've got ducting everywhere in your house. You may have already a fossil gas furnace, and all you need to do is switch that out and put in a heat pump, an air source heat pump, and Bob's your uncle. You've got heating and cooling, and you switched from fossil gas to electricity. Good for you. But our system, because of a couple of reasons, especially there's no ducts on the third floor, and also our joists were exposed when we did the renovation, so it was quite easy to lay or to staple these heating pipes, one of which you can see right here, which is nice and cold right now because there's no heat going through it, filled with water. I stapled those to the ceiling and put this kind of bubble wrap foil. It's like just reflective. The idea with that is it's stapled to the sides and it's just reflecting the heat and keeping it up against the floor so that the floor upstairs gets warm and the air in the basement does not. Other heating pipes are embedded in the concrete. You can see them down there. So I'm going to turn this baby on. A couple of things I'm going to do first. One of which is this is an air source heat pump that's transferring heat from air to water. You can get one of these to make your domestic hot water system more efficient and save energy and save money eventually. We've ducted it so the air is coming through this duct and getting cooled because it's transferring the heat out of this air, putting it into the water, blows cold air out, and that's why I've wrapped this with some leftover stuff that we had from the construction. That just keeps the cold air, this got really cold and we didn't want to cool the basement, so I wrapped it. And that's going out of the house. This duct that the air is coming from is actually, we're going to take it from the ventilation duct that is exhausting from the heat recovery ventilator system. So this is the stale air from the house that's being blown out. And we've added, this was Dave, my father-in-law's idea originally. We've added a diverter here. So in this box is basically a piece of metal here, and if I turn this, it's going to block the air from coming just straight down the duct, and it's going to divert it into this duct, which goes into the heat pump water heater, and then the heat pump water heater will blow it out there. So we're using the stale air, sucking heat out of it after it's been in the nice warm house. So I think that's making things a little even more efficient. What else can I tell you? So I'm going to turn this on. Oh, something else that you might see is over here. These things on the wall, those are zone valves. So when there's 6 of them along there, when a thermostat in the house somewhere upstairs, let's say on the top floor, says it's colder than it's set for, it calls for heat and it sends a signal down to that zone, and only that zone will open up. And there's just one pump. This is the pump right here for these zones, and that will turn on and it'll send a signal to the a heat pump water heater to heat some water, and it will send that water up there. Okay. Oh yeah, so it's a heat pump, so it has a few settings. You do it via an app. I'm just gonna turn off the camera, turn it on with the app because I can't do it while I'm filming. And I've got a few settings that I can choose from. I can choose eco mode, basically, you know, energy saver, which just, I don't know, the computer decides how to save energy. There's a heat pump in here, and there's also an electric backup. So the energy saver mode would balance kind of how much demand there is for hot water versus energy. I can also put it onto heat pump only mode, which says, no, we're not going to use the electric backup. And I think, wouldn't that save more money? Wouldn't that save more energy? I don't know. I think that's what I'm going to do first. Then I can also say high demand, which will turn on, I think, it'll just meet the demand faster. It's saying you want your heat quickly, and you don't care about saving energy so much. So I think that'll use the electric backup and the heat pump at the same time. And then you can just say electric only. So, so many choices. I'm gonna just turn it on to heat pump. I'm just saying, just use the heat pump. It's okay, we'll be fine. We don't need to heat the house up super fast. It's an energy efficient house, so the heat is not going to run off into the neighborhood too quickly. So let's give that a try, shall we? Okay, hang on just a sec. Okay, just a second ago, I turned on the heat pump only mode, and you can hear it starting to run. You'll notice it sounds like a fridge, right? So you do want to put it in a room that you don't care too much, but it's pretty quiet. You don't hear that natural gas furnace. I mean, all of these water heaters and heaters are not that loud, right? But you don't have the fan running. Pretty anticlimactic, really. But I'm not sure which zone is gonna call for heat. Oh, you know what's funny is that little tiny green light on the valve control meter. This is called a taco. I love that name. It controls the zone valves. There's a little tiny green light on there, and that means no zone in the house is calling for heat right now. So all of those thermostats are set to warm us up in the morning a little bit, so we wake up and the house is reasonably warm in the places we want it to be warm. And but we don't need that much heat in the middle of the day. I don't mind if it's a little, you know, I can wear a sweater in the middle of the day, and then warm it up in the evening, and then cooler at night. So there's you know, those are programmable thermostats, which is a huge energy savings. So it's not asking for heat right now. So the heat pump water heater is just, you know, getting ready for the day. And I've diverted the air. So air from the heat recovery ventilator, which is running all the time, is flowing through this duct, going through and out. There's a little fan in here as well, which is kind of assisting the fan in the heat recovery ventilator. So I'm pretty happy about that system. I hope that was interesting. I don't know. If you're interested, I'll let you know more about how it goes. Have a great day, everybody.